60 Minutes Rewind.
Our summer game is baseball. To England and a good part of what was her empire, the summer game is cricket. It's a game that stumps all foreigners. It's part ritual and part sport. It's not considered bad form, for example, for fans to fall asleep. Indeed, even the players occasionally fall victim to boredom. Well, tonight we try to understand the other summer game.
A normal cricket match takes 5 days to play. Each day's session lasts 8 hours, including various lunch and tea intervals. And after all that, it's not uncommon to have no result. I'll try to put cricket in baseball terms. There are two batters, both up at the same time, but only one is pitched to at a time. He scores a run by hitting the ball and reaching the other wicket before the throw from the outfield reaches the wicket and knocks it down. The wicket, by the way, consists of 3 upright sticks, or stumps, supporting 2 smaller sticks, or bails. If he can keep hitting the ball well, or if he can simply protect his own wicket from the pitcher, then the same batter can bat all day, or even all week if he's good enough. The cricket version of a home run is a hit for 6, which is a fly ball that goes over the boundary without bouncing. That's 6 runs. The batter can be called out if he is caught on the fly, or he can be out if a fielder knocks down the stumps before he reaches the wicket. That's called being stumped. But the most common way of being out is to be clean bowled. That is, the pitcher, with brilliant use of spin and bounce, knocks down the wicket despite the batter's attempts to protect it. After 10 of the 11 men are out, they change sides.
There is the small bar over there, which is an absolute...
William Rushton, former parliamentary candidate, political observer and ex-cricketer, has a reputation for being able to synthesize and simplify the arcane rules and rituals of the summer game. And how many runs in an average game?
You would hope to see, I suppose, about 250, 260 in the course of a day. That's a fair day. I mean, once they start, about 11:30 they'd come out. You would hope they would score about 80 runs before lunch. They have quite a long lunch, about an hour's lunch. Come out again, slows up a bit, but I think they'd hope again to get 80 to 100 before breaking for tea, about 4:30, 4:45, when the tea's ready. And then after tea, there's about another 2 hours in which you'd hope again to see about 80 more, I would think, before the cocktail hour. Yeah, about sort of 250. You'd also hope to see some wickets fall, which is where the fielding side comes in. There are...
hold on.
Yes.
Wickets fall.
Yes, wickets falling. There are, as I've already explained, at either end of the 22-yard pitch, wickets. If people are out, you'd say, a wicket has fallen. It may not have fallen, and the man may have been caught somewhere over there. I mean, the wicket is still intact, but is described as having fallen, even if it hasn't. The pitch is referred to as the wicket. You say, my word, that's a sticky wicket. Which means the pitch is damp, the sunlight is playing upon it, and therefore you bring on your googly bowlers who will come on the best possible results from it. The first thing this gentleman is going to get when he goes out there as a batsman, he's going to stand there, take up his guard, so he's standing right in front of his stumps, positioned roughly thus, looking aggressive, English, determined. Up comes his fast bowler from about 40 yards, bowling probably at about 90 miles an hour. He's surrounded by fielders. He's got slips, gullies, short legs just behind him here, long legs further away, long stops straight down there, long on, mid-on, all waiting for him to hit the ball towards them.
Googlies, silly mid-offs, short legs, long stops. Even if this makes no sense to you, it makes perfect sense to every schoolboy in England and Australia, India, Pakistan, Ceylon, and the West Indies. At Lord's Cricket Ground in London, they learn the fundamentals of the game.
Full face of the bat to the ball. Play that one. That's a good shot. Well done.
The long room at Lord's is the inner sanctum of cricket. Nearby rests the holy grail of cricket, a 5-inch high earthenware pot containing indeed some ashes, the residue of an English wicket burned by a victorious Australian team a millennium ago.
The story will continue after this.
In spite of the absence of a more generous prize, cricket is big business in places where it's played. Only the best English ash for the bats. And for the balls, well, this man, Thomas Twort, T-W-O-R-T, is England's principal ball maker. The leather balls he makes and dyes red in his trusty saucepan are as hard as baseballs and caught barehanded. Serious injuries are not uncommon. What sort of pay does a professional cricketer get?
I should think he's lucky if he pulls in about, doing in your money, about $2,000 a year. I would think $2,000, $3,000 a year. There are no sort of perks on the side, really. Cricket isn't that sort of game.
Do you think there's any chance that a game like cricket could surpass baseball and catch on in the United States?
No, I don't think so. You're more instant than we are. You're sort of instant coffee and instant this and instant that, and I don't think you could sit there for 5 days. An English team has just been out to play a series of internationals against Pakistan. They must have travelled some 20,000 miles. They have played 3 5-day games. 15 days have been spent from 11:30 in the morning to 7:30 at night. No result whatsoever. Nobody won, nobody lost. The crowd was in a frenzy.
Well, why on earth play it? If no one seems particularly surprised if it's a draw or a tie, as you call it.
I don't see.
Why?
People have been asking that question for hundreds of years. I don't see why you think I'm going to get an answer.